We'll start with staging first, and go straight to isodos and parados. These are the same thing, but the term parados is preferable. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing these right, but obviously it's more about the writing and how you spell it. This is the area, the pathways at either side of the orchestra through which actors and chorus members will enter and exit. Following that, to explain what an orchestra is, this is the dancing and singing area for the chorus, and they can interact with the actors who are on stage from this spot. The proscenium is the part of the stage that is in front of the curtain, and the prohedria is the stone seats in the theatron, which are reserved for prestigious people, so these were originally for the priests. Then there's the skene, which is the building at the back of an acting area, and this is often painted for like a scenery or a background. And from prohedria, you're probably wondering what a theatron is. This is just the watching area. This is where the audience would be. Moving on to costuming now, we've got the chiton, not pronounced how you may think, or in my mind it's not, but you know. And this is a long flowing robe, which would have symbolic colours dyed into it, so it would be symbolic of heroes, gods, kings, etc. And I will talk about Greek colour symbolism in another video, should pop up in the info bit, or as the end card. Then there is the Cothurni, which were high platform shoes, and these were used to elevate actors. Typically it would just make them appear taller, was the impression, or the intention of the shoes. We also have the Himation, which is a cloak that goes all the way down to the knees. And finally we have socks, which I was impressed to have discovered, which are thin-soled shoes that were for actors who had comedic roles. We also had prosopons, which were the masks that characters used, and that leads pretty nicely into props, because I would suggest this is part costume, part prop. In props we have the echiklema, which is a wheeled platform that would be rolled on and off stage. Basically a, what are they called? Stretcher. Basically a stretcher. It was used to bring dead bodies on and off, after like obi-skene violence and action, and if you're wondering what that means, it's just off-stage violence because the Greeks would have viewed that as offensive. Moving on, we also have the lyre or the kathara, maybe the lyre, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, sorry. And this is a stringed instrument that was typically associated with the god Apollo, and it was used to just keep the chorus in time. It was basically a metronome, I suppose. You also have the mechane, or the mechane, which was a crane that gave the audience an impression of an actor flying. This next one might be a bit more obvious what it is, but phallic props. These were used for satire or satyr plays, and they symbolised fertility in honour of Dionysus. You've also got pinaces, and these, I'm still not sure how to pronounce that. These were pictures that were hung to create scenery. And finally, you have the tyromata, I'm not sure. And these were more complex pictures that were built into the second level scene. And that's the third level from the ground, because obviously they have ground level, then first level, and second level. Moving on to acting, we have agon, which was witty verbal contest and or debate. Next you have antagonists, which are typically known as the second actor in Greek theatre, but now they're more commonly known as the villainous character, or the character that you're not supposed to be rooting for, opposing your protagonist. Bathos, which is just an anticlimax, so just a disappointing end to a good flowing, running, exciting, impressive, whatever series of events. Think anticlimactic. Catharsis, which is the purging of emotion. Choral odes, these were songs that were performed by the chorus, believe it or not, and in Antigone at least, these typically would end in foreshadowing for the forthcoming scene, and they happened between every scene. Dramatic irony, which is the full significance of a character's words and lines that are clear to the audience, but remain unknown to the character themselves. This means that the audience have a sense of awareness over what's actually happening, where the character does not realise. Exodus, which is the finale, this is where the chorus give another rousing song and dance routine to end off, basically. Hamasha is a character's tragic flaw, or Hamasha, but this is spelled with an R. I thought it was Hamasha. This is just a character's tragic flaw. So if you've read Antigone, spoilers if you haven't, skip to the time on screen to avoid spoilers. But Creon's tragic flaw is that he's full of himself, and that's that's what brings him to his downfall. Not necessarily full of himself, but he doesn't listen to anybody, and he's very arrogant, quite selfish in his views, and that is his Hamasha. That's the thing that brings him down and ends up being his tragic flaw. Parabasis is a scene where the chorus would directly address the audience and make fun of them, breaking the fourth wall, in a sense. Maybe the first place to have done that, I'm not sure. Peripeteia is the reversal of fortune, or change in circumstances. For instance, if things are going good for a character and then suddenly they turn around, that would be Peripeteia. So all of a sudden they've gone bad, and that was unexpected. The prologue is the opening scene. Typically, it's the scene before the actual rest of the play. So, from my understanding, another Antigone example, please skip if you haven't read any of it. But from my understanding, most Greek plays, or ancient Greek plays, were supposed to start with the chorus. Antigone did not. They started with a prologue and then with the chorus. That would kind of explain how the prologue is before the play rather than the opening, but I suppose it can be defined as both. The protagonist, which I mentioned earlier, is the first actor in Greek drama, and this is just the main character, now known as the good character that you should be rooting for, who you're following through the journey of the product you're consuming. Astasiamon is a choral ode sung when the chorus are standing in their places and, ready at the front of the stage for the play to commence. And finally, Stichomythia is when two characters basically have a debate. It's just back-to-back lines between the two characters. For any more extra information on any of these terms, check the pinned comment below. I'll make sure to get that done as soon as possible. Again, sorry about the pronunciations. It is more important that you get the spelling in those so you know what you're actually writing. And I hope you found this video useful. It was nice coming back to you, my epic Jamers. And I will see you in the next one in a year, maybe. I'm not sure. I've not decided when to post it yet, but we're gonna aim for about 12 months. 365 days is the goal for the break I'm going to take before my next video, which will also be quite low effort. But you gotta understand, I can't put much effort into a video because this is studying for me. But I'll mention that in Friday's mental health checkup, which I hope I will finally do. But yeah, thanks for sticking around. If you haven't already subscribed, like the video, and click on the one on screen for more content. Yeah, okay.